living ain't easy. The world is troubled. You got to believe it. The world is troubled. And living ain't easy. I said the world is troubled. You got to believe it. Cast away all evil spell. Don't play a hero, you'll end down in hell. You got your troubles and doubt, but man, let's work together to get things fine. Gotta be sure of all things we do. Preserve our lives, be pure and true. The things we feel and see were meant to be. It's the fulfillment of prophecy. I said the world needs trouble, and living ain't easy. I said the world is trouble.
Yes, greetings, we're there with you. So we want to say conflict resolution 2202A 1985. That resolution is there to aid and support peoples, countries of this earth. It hasn't been applied for the Palestinian people. It wasn't applied to Yemen, yet still England and America supported, has been supporting Saudi Arabia to bomb Yemen. We must not forget and feel that we shouldn't reflect and speak about the truth. America and England tricked Gaddafi, Libya. England invited him and he responded. Why is he responded? They took advantage of the ocean, set up military fleets, and then the order was given and Libya was invaded, if you like. They were bombed. And the rebels, the traitors, and others were let loose. I'm saying this because Kwame from Ghana is speaking the same, has the same concept for Africa. But he's used a lot of symbolic words and he has appeased England by leaving the continent and venturing to England to give an address. Now, it couldn't be an African address when it was in England. So symbolically, you know, for some small-minded armchair revolutionists, they would say that that's a big move. It's a big, small move. But at the same time, he's getting instructions from the masters. We must remember early this year, there were to be a big a a lecture, a symposium in Ghana. But the president said that he got wind that Kwame was the instigator of such lecture. And at the last juncture, the president refused the lecture to take place. And the leading figures from across the continent were in attendance. But the president, at the last minute, refused the lecture presentation to take place. That's the same presentation that took place in the United Kingdom. He said, if I can't beat them at home, my own people, I will show you that I have the clout to go elsewhere. But this time he spoke himself. He didn't have the others. Now, should we read in there that he's desperate? Or should we read in there that he doesn't care, or he's saying by any means necessary? It needs to be listened to very carefully, because there's a lot of analytical statements, and I said statements, didn't say words, in that speech. And it's part of the speech that has been agreed on by Chatham's House. I am that bright. I am. But you have to listen to it. We have to listen to it carefully. Now, what he said was fruitful for us, for Africa. I'm only responding because the way he went about doing that. All he said is required. But is he asking England, the West, to take the barriers down? Is he asking their permission? Or should he be speaking to his neighbor next door, Nigeria? Should he not be speaking to Kenya? Should he not be speaking to everybody? Should he not be speaking to the African Union? I mean, how do you dismiss your mother and your father, your uncle, your grandfather, your uncle, your aunties, and then you go to other than? You're showing them a deal. Somewhere down the road, there's a deal. And you're saying, as Nero said, I will do. But you know what Nero finished up doing? Nero burnt Rome down to rebuild it. He lost his credibility with the Senate. And he wouldn't trust his advisors. But those who were marching with him did follow that. They did follow the instructions that he gave, or the orders. And they light Rome, the city of Rome, And then he presented the new Rome, the new city. Why am I mentioning Nero? He didn't have credibility with the citizens, with the general population. He didn't know and didn't try to reach the people. Unlike Nero, you have left the people and come to the previous leaders, the colonial boss, Chatham's House, to speak your words that we want to hear in the United Kingdom. And only those people, Ghanaian people, that you have contacted in the Chatham's House and other British delegates has been informed they were present. Brother, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you're doing? I mean, what you say you would like to see is wonderful, but what is it that you're doing? Strange. I'll come back to you, man. Strange.
Oh yeah, now for the world is troubled and living ain't easy. The world is troubled. You got to believe it. The world is troubled and living ain't easy. I said the world.
And you didn't have any respect. You didn't show no respect for the president. Because that which you have said in United Kingdom should have been said in Kamazi. It should have been something that yourself and the president were involved with. It doesn't show, it's not a good look for unity. It's a Pan-African splintered look. Because you know the Pan-Africans, after Nkrumah, has been talking, having lectures, meetings, but not being able to mobilize anything, get anything done. And the influence that they have with the African Union, it's kind of like, I don't know. And whatever influence they have in the United Nations, we don't know either. So at home, you have dishonored, disrespected, and disregarded the president of your own country. And it is the population of that country that you were actually speaking about, and what you were speaking would need the population's involvement so it to come to fruition. It will need from the grassroots right up, not up down, not top down. No, 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 that doesn't work. So myself personally, I can't fathom your analytical intention. Whether you want to be saying that somehow you are chosen, we all are chosen because we have life. And that's not chosen, that's been awarded. Even though for us to sustain it, we have to conduct our lives in a particular manner. You know, eat correctly, blah, blah, blah. And even then, in this cruel world that we're in, all kinds of illnesses, viruses. But we are responsible. What do you intend to do now, along with the British? Create a coup supported by them in Ghana? But you are speaking of the continent. Or were you making that appeal when you're only speaking of Ghana? You're saying that you're the rightly guided for the future for Ghana. Because how you will industrialize, and you would like to industrialize, and you foresee industrializing the country and utilizing the minerals, the land resources. Brilliant. But is that what you're sell to England, and they will support you in this takeover? Because you're saying you're destined. Destined for what? I think you're saying that you're destined for leadership by any means. But why didn't you put your hand in the election without trying to say that somehow something was done to prohibit you? No, that won't be true either. Now, I know I'm rambling on about you. I'm not against you. I don't know you. But your words sound fair seeming. Your words sound fair seeming. There's something not right. But I watch the space and see if you've met with Uganda, met with Tanzania, met with Kenya, met with South Africa, and met with Nigeria. They're my big standards. And they have big economical ties with the West through their economy, right? Oh, yes, we can't be silly. And Ethiopia. Yes. And Ethiopia. I would ignore Egypt because they're doing the U.S. bidding to prohibit Ethiopia from advancing at this present. They want to at this present time. So they've rallied Somalia and Eritrea. They be gathering troops And they didn't gather no troops to help next door, our brothers, their brothers and sisters, the Palestinians. Now, how wicked can you be? Nkoma, my son. Yes, I'm, you know what I mean? You could be my son. Nkoma was developing hydroelectricity also. And the Americans disapprove. You know what I mean? That was independence, an independent power source for Ghana. And everything was done to stir up the students, to stir up the population, but they were very bright. They went into the universities and the college and agitated the students. And you also have aluminium, bauxite. So you've evidently got some, you know what I mean, you should have anyway, because that's what Africa should have done. You know what I mean? Look back at all the error, all the things that was done before, right? Assess and evaluate them, despite the fact that the colonial were there, how we dealt with it, what happened when independence was sorted, what happened when one received independence, what were the drawbacks, how many years it actually took to have full independence, controlling the different institutions, to which is a problem still. Who drew up the Constitution and the laws, the legal administration? Pray tell us. This is why there's something about you that one has to not think twice, but one has to question and wait. But you see that waiting game, like today and this time, is very tricky fine. Because to me, you have started very wrong. Very wrong. Why are you speaking and arranging with Waguns? Yeah, that's Ugandan, with the colonial power. And why do you feel that Chatham House, United Kingdom, should be the people? I mean, they actually received you. That's already showing, you know, the type of affiliation and negotiation, and you understand that you have and they have with you. England do not do such. And this is not Elizabeth, you know. Elizabeth is gone. But the administration, the thing about you people just don't understand. And I say you people that governs and want to be governing the continent. And that's what I mean by you people. I'm not isolating myself from as an African. No, I'm just saying you people, the one that you just have this urge to be important and to be upfront and don't want to come through from grassroots level and embrace the people, so that, you know what I mean, it's all about people's power, you know what I mean, empowerment. So we'll watch you, man. We'll watch that space. Come again.
Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Jah people come together. For the world is troubled, and living ain't easy. The world is troubled. You've got to believe me. The world is troubled, and living ain't easy. The whole world is in trouble. You've got to believe me. That's the way all evils fail. Don't play a hero, you'll end down in hell. You've got your troubles and I've got mine. Let's work together to make things fine. We gotta be sure of all the things we do. Preserve our lives being pure and true. The things we feel and see we're meant to be is that fulfillment of prophecy. The world is just trouble, and living ain't easy. The world is trouble. You've got to believe me. Yes, the world is trouble, and living ain't easy. The whole world is in trouble. You've got to believe me.
Yes, could you imagine? Independence was given to someone, but yet still the institutions that's being laid by those same people was the institutions that was to be adhered to. The education system that was established must be adhered to. The court, the legal system must be adhered to. The banking system must be adhered to. So you know what that means? That, as I keep saying in my own way, you know, we had to sit an exam that was given by the Europeans. And once we passed that exam, they said, now you're independent. Now, to listen to this, not the examination, the fact that someone else is telling us that we're independent, right, means that that someone is as like God, because they have their country, but yet still they're telling me in my country that I am not independent, but when I am going to be independent. So they okay when I am to be independent or should be independent. Isn't that ridiculous? You didn't score that point. You didn't do nothing like that. A young man, you didn't do that. You're not my son. You're not my son. You didn't do that. You didn't mention that. You didn't echo that. You didn't take the torch of Kwame Nkrumah. You didn't take the torch of the ancestors that you're saying you're representing. You didn't take the torch for Africa. You took the torch for yourself. Self. And in between, you keep dropping these analytical statements, trying to suffice us to think that you're talking about us in totality. No, you're not. It's about you. It's about you developing a reputation. And it's about you making yourself that contributor or that individual that's worthwhile reasoning or speaking with, because you do not carry the legacy of the past. Only thing you carry the legacy of the past is about industrialization. The fact that the minerals are taken and you want to see information technology system, fine, no problem. But why are you not taking us with you? So you're showing the Brits that you can influence the young, and the young that's attracted to technology And once they give you the opportunity and the tools to do that, this transition will bear fruit. Because we're in a transitional period of generations. That's what I do know. And they are good at analyzing such. So they see you as credible, knowing that the transition that Elizabeth has left is in your age bracket and some younger. Like the young lady that was sitting on your right side. You see how strategically they were positioned? We know these things. We know symbolic gestures. Don't think that you're that smart or think that we're not that smart or intelligent. And I don't think, I should say, we are smart, man. We're intelligent. We're bright. Smart is for people like yourself. The way you're masquerading, my word. You need to tell me the garment that you wore, did that come from Ghana or did you pick that up over here made by some Europeans or, yeah, because, I mean, you didn't dress in a suit. That's good. Okay, listen to my son. You understand? My brother, listen to him good. You, step up.
Yeah, it's true to nothing but the truth. Yeah, oh. Run, 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 revolution will come. Run, 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 revolution will come. Some of them want socialism, some of them want capitalism, some of them want unison, they all want all kinds of ism. Run, 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 revolution will come. Run, 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 revolution will come. The press must see your wrongdoings and your brutality. Run, 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 revolution will come. Justice you stand for all. If we fight Babylon, kingdom will fall. Run, 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 revolution will come. Run, 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 revolution will come. It'll come, yeah. It's coming on the way, it's coming every day, it's getting nearer and
Yeah, man. A long time we write that, you know. Long time. You think I joke, man. So now we'll come back again because it is African History Month, you know. So we now leave that, you know. So here where we are saying now about this troubled world that we have. Come we start off with troubled world. Yo, come here.
You can hear what the good brother say. Musical sounds coming down with me. Now this is a musical sensation that is shaking the whole nation. And you can feel the vibration. This musical disc was created from creation, shaking you from the #1 station. As the brother would tell you.
Yes, my son.
Hey, man.
And my daughter, you know.
You can hear the good brother say, now since the war is over, it'll be like crimson over. Even them that deal with violence,
Yes, yes.
they should look down in silence. And you can hear the brother say, no war, brothers and sisters, the war is over.
Don't stop. I tell you, man. Come.
War will fiction upon the land, and pestilence will walk the earth. Now it's time to open your eyes and try to live for this mother's words. And if you die, you shall eat dirt. Time to open up your eyes. It's time to realize. Wonder we live the cats of the roof and got to hypnotize, I don't know. Open your eyes, gentle children, or you better get to blow. Everybody's gonna know. Stop fighting against each other. Stop fighting against your sister or your brother. And each and every day I think of the cleaner star. Got to put on my glasses and keep my face from too much war. Too much war. But ain't your right dream, then it's just your spar. I'm gonna live down and jump down or go to Venus Armor. I see live up black man. Say live up black
Yes,
man.
my son.
Live up.
See, that is us. Come again.
Sex in the ghetto where I live. There ain't no uniting in the ghetto where I live. Too much war in other city. Too much war in other park. Too much war. No one no have no pity. Up your guns and knives, them at all. There ain't no uniting. They are only fighting for what I don't know. Oh, Jack, it hurts me so. 'Cause every day another youth dead. A peer shot him get it nightmare. And every day another mother cry. Please don't ask me why. Too much war in other city. Too much war in other park. Too much war. No one no have no pity. I bear guns and knife them at all. Do you feel to take the life of another? How can you sleep when you know it's your brother? You rob and steal just to achieve a dollar. But in the end I know your reward is gonna be bitter. Too much war in other city. Too much war in other park. Too much war. No one no have no pity. I bear guns and knives them at all. From Waterhouse down to Sea View, Ronald got Brompton, Tivoli and Dollarima. Every youth and youth must be friends. 'Cause if we don't, it's gonna get dread. 'Cause too much innocent people are dead. Too much are dead. Too much war in other city. Too much war in other park. Too much war. No one no have no pity.
Yes, Robert Lee. So you are saying now, when you're wrong, you You can't wrong and right and can't right and wrong. Come here.
Don't say you're right.
And I'm telling you, and your friend them in England should have tell you that young boy Kwame, he fool you. You understand? You're getting popular now for a second, eh? And now this is it. Watch it.
Strip of the culture, living in a strange land. But by our laws, we can't hide. Blacker, 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 dreader, dreader, dreader.
See, and where I look for hope and refuge, and you come make love to European ex-colonial, and you think, say, they on your side? Star.
Make believe is no reality. Seeing it nowhere. Children, look what we are going through. Because they preach wrong doctrine to you. Oh yeah. The preacher man preaches the doctrine about the flock. And that was just to keep you slaves in the mind.
Yo, you listening? You can't, yo, listen here. Things and times, you know. Cultural expression. Right
Yeah. Make believe is no reality. And seeing it nowhere.
Oh gosh, man, that they hurt, you know. You run a doctor, I tell you, man, come here.
Stop this cultural diffusion, spreading fear and confusion, playing cloak and dagger wars, losing what you're fighting for. Back, back, you need a double attack. Step back, here comes the shark attack. Back, back, you need a double attack. Step back, here comes the shark attack. What more do they want? They've got all they need. Yet they turn their backs and the
So what? Is it that you're going to be back by the Yahudi? Why I deal with boy? Boy! Yeah, false rumor. You see? You go to Ethiopia? Come here. Easy, easy.
Yes, there won't be no peace. There won't be no peace until black men know themselves. Yes, yeah.
Do you understand that part there? We have to know ourselves, man. And there's no reason for me to think that you don't know yourself. Is it? Because you want a conflict of this, innit? Come here.
When love is so beautiful, let's try to say the things that are meaningful and do today the things that are useful. Sometime I have to give up my right. I've got to give it up for peace sake. Don't you know that? I even have to give them the fight. Yes, to let them think everything's alright.
Ah! Is that what you're trying to do? Listen, man, them outfox you. I tell you. Listen, listen, listen. Now you see, America legislate murder and genocide. So what you think them father and mother gonna do to you? Come on, man. You don't, yo, painful. Come here. stuff. Come here.
Foundations of the earth are out of form. Man so blind they neither see nor understand. They walk in darkness. They walk in darkness. Jah Jah.
Yes. So we know say resolution or conflict is about people moderating problems, issues, and finding solutions. But you can only do that with all parties, and we want the parties them to be responsive. America has prohibited that from happening and allowed by using words that they have a right to defend themselves to go around the world or throughout the areas and assassinate peoples. Going to Syria, going to Libya, and going to Iraq and Iran. But America is watching because they would really like Iran to do a little bit more so that they can blitz them and leave these Zionists to be the power brokers, military powers in the area, and obviously they be the sheriffs, It appears that that's one of the plans. I don't know. But like I said, it appears. So here what now? Let me go America, because we are going America right now. We are going America. Come here. You didn't know that? Come on.
Feel. Yo, come on. Yo, you feel? Yo, just feeling the way that I do. Hope lives on, if not through me, through song. I'm getting along. Take deep breaths and hold on. I write like I realize I could be gone. I'm here. Is the true meaning of love clear? If love is pain, is love really fair? Is the meaning of life just to breathe? Is death losing all of your precious things? Some think men don't cry or here's tears. Been told all these lies for these years. It's unclear what truth is untold. Hold fast and truth will unfold. I know, but it's kinda hard to believe that a whole generation to die over greed, that most of our to die overseas, but it all remains to go unseen. We are living for the day, not the past, trying to hold on, but the trouble won't last.
Yo, what are we? We are. Yes, Africans, Americans, you know what I mean? The children of the slaves, the ancestors of the slaves, you know what I mean? Come here.
You feel? Yo, come on. Yo, you feel? Yo, just feeling the way that I do. Hope lives on, if not through me, through song. I'm getting along. Take deep breaths and hold on. I write like I realize I could be gone. I'm here. Is the true meaning of love clear? If love is pain, is love really fair? Is the meaning of life just to breathe? Is death losing all of your precious things? Some think men don't cry or here's tears. Been told all these lies for these years. It's unclear what truth is untold. But hold fast and truth will unfold. I know, but it's kinda hard to believe that a whole generation to die over greed, that most of our to die overseas, but it all remains to go unseen. We are living for the day, not the past, trying to hold on, cause the trouble won't last. We are showing that the roots run deep and the hope won't cease, cause every day we believe we will hold on and hold out, put it together and make it work somehow. This is for Malcolm and music, my story, my moment, never forget it. Keep your head to the sky. The only way that you fail is if you never ever try. I live for you, care for you. You don't have to worry. I'm gonna always be there for you. Doing what? Laying the foundation, cause we gon' make it. But it's gonna take dedication and what? And hope and love and peace. And I hope one day you'll see and you can join us. Listen, if you love me, say the words to me. I'm surrounded by so many things that hurt to me. You know you'll always come first to me. It's music, it ain't nothing but a first to me. Remember, after the pain there's sunshine. It's not in vain, we all feel it sometimes. But stay strong, hold on, we gon' make do. And remember, let positive shape you. Living for today, not the past, trying to hold on, cause the trouble won't last. Showing that the roots run deep and the hope won't cease, cause every day we will hold on and hold out, put it together and make it work somehow. This is for Malcolm and music, my story, my movement, never forget it.
All the mothers single-handed, all the ghettos way too damaged. Hey, the world, don't you panic, let courage lead you right. Darkness is temporary, even though the future's looking scary. The most high don't make mistakes, no, when you're chosen as the light. I know we're a long way from home, on this land that they stole. Gave us drugs at the goal, incarceration to a phone, to raise the murder toll.
What else?
To divide community, do away with unity, unaware of the strip that's in you and me.
Today, not the past, trying to hold on, cause the trouble won't last. Showing that the roots run deep and the hope won't cease, cause every day we believe we'll hold on and hold out, put it together and make it work somehow. This is for Malcolm and music, my story, my movement, never gonna talk to. Living for the day, not the past, trying to hold on, cause the trouble won't last. Showing that the roots run deep and the hope won't cease, cause every day listening we will hold on and hold out, put it together and make it work, make it work. This is for Malcolm and music, my story, my movement, never.
Yes, don't fight. Keep it. I'ma kill the people, them, you know. I'm gonna tell you.
My darling, you know I'm worried. And you know what I'm going through.
Are you the troublemaker? So we don't want to play you real and truly. I don't know why I played that. You know. Troublemaker. Come here. Trouble. The world's in trouble, man.
Say they bring them bag of troubles and they bring them bag of worries. Say they bring them bag of troubles and they bring them bag of worries. He they live in desolation everywhere. But we have no fear of modern warfare. Down the line of history we came. Suffering and weeping, they arrange things their way. Oh yeah, so they bring them bag of troubles and they bring them bag of worries. Say they bring them bag of troubles and they bring them bag of worries. The world has been uneven, yeah. Say the massive poor people, oh yeah. 10,000 miles away from home. What can we do but watch and wait? Watcher is always behind your gate. So bring them bag of trouble. I say they bring them bag of worries.
Too much trouble. Come again.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Why did you trouble? Why did you look for trouble? If you never trouble, trouble wouldn't trouble you. If you never trouble, trouble wouldn't trouble you. Listen to me, my friend.
Trouble again. Come again.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Why did you trouble? Why did you look for trouble? If you never trouble, trouble wouldn't trouble you. If you never trouble, trouble wouldn't trouble you. Listen to me, my friend. Stay away from trouble. Listen to me, my friend. Watch your step.
Now may I give you some African roots. Come here. Speak the truth.
African roots, just call me African roots. Please call me African roots. Just call me African roots. I was born and raised in the ghetto with the blood of African roots. So you can always call me African roots. Just call me African roots. Just call me African roots. Please call me African roots.
One the nation with this aversion.
Babylon, want the nation, tell them about your love. Tell them about your love. In Lapsend, Babylon, want the nation, tell them about your words. Your love searching.
And you didn't come here doing that, you know. You had to something else. Come here.
virtue, it's that pure and free to rally round the red, gold and green. Yeah, to rally round the red, gold and green. Black man, look in yourself. This is the time we all must unite. We all must unite. 400 years we have been here as a slave. Now I and I must find a way. I'm not being enslaved. No shackles on our feet, no whip on our back. Yet I and I must realize we are still being enslaved.
Daddy, yeah. Yes, so you come from what? Daddy Rollins? No, you did not. You haven't.
Jolly Josie, oh, Jolly Josie, a Jolly Josie, a Jolly Josie, the people's transportation, a Jolly Josie. A Jolly Josie, the people.
Yes, Yusuf alayhi salam, and you all call him Joseph, was a prophet of God, Allah. So that which he did, or he was requested to do for Pharaoh, were with God's permission and direction. And today, the world and its population continues to benefit. Warehouse, storehouses, farms, reservoirs, and supermarkets. You understand? So those who are doubting Thomases, I shouldn't say that, but those who doubt the existence, realization of God Almighty, I will remind them, you know what I mean? And we know him as Yusuf alayhi salam. You're not Yusuf. You ain't coming like Yusuf. But you present something I'm not going to use the term I wish you well or wish you good luck. I would much prefer to see you address the population in Ghana as you did spoke in England for the political establishment to hear you. You were not well received. There was no vast audience. So the multimedia and the newspapers and you know what I mean, I didn't get full coverage on the newspapers, but your presence was received. The military forces of Ghana supposed to be deployed or in position to represent the general population of the country and secure its borders. Not to be a faction to help and support anyone to take over government or make government stagnant because of threats. That should not happen. Should not even be given the thought. And if such nonsense occurs, please do not use Islam or Muslims as fodder. You all come out and do things and get so far, but then you all go Muslim bashing, using Muslims as fodder. Please don't attempt that. You can use your articulate gift and speak to the population. That's what you need to do. You don't, the same way you come to or went to England by yourself and your friends and family or whoever, but you spoke. You can do that at home. You don't need to have this entourage that you came out with in the first place. Don't get them in the sticky wicket because you can do that. No, don't do that. You didn't have them with you. And you didn't have the general diaspora in anticipation for you, and the population of the Ghanaians in England, you didn't have them alerted. I mean, come on, man. They would have booked Wembley. They would have booked Wembley for your national address. Yeah. And they would have used the same technology that you were speaking about and beam it across Africa with the HQ being in Ghana. Are you wise? You understand? they would have done that. The Ghanaian people, them young people, the Ghanaian people, them of the United Kingdom, they would have done that. They would have booked the Wembley Stadium and then broadcast you across Africa and the HQ being Ghana. Yes. And you would have made a big political statement by doing such things, by letting such things happen. Yeah, I tell you, you think people don't have no understanding and you keep wanting to use this word that you're the chosen. I don't know about that.
When I was a clean-faced man, they don't even know me anymore. Alabama, the time has come again. Alabama, they don't even know my name. Don't judge a man by the way he looks, judge a man by his way. Father said, let no man be judged, 'cause judgment day will come. Singing, Alabama, the truth has come again. Kings of kings and lords of lords, conquering the Lion of Judah song.
You never go to Ethiopia. You never did anything with the African Union. You just deserted the people, right? Because the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, this, sir.
Yes, it's their own mistake. They can't stop the way to stop and change the time. It's the fulfillingness that is happening now, and it's here for all to see. The time we are living, yeah. Oh, the time. It's the time for us to make our way, just to try and see the light today, and to sing songs of love and songs of praise. The time, yeah, we are living in. Oh my, yeah, to stop and check the time. now, and it's time for all to see the time. Yeah, we are living. Oh.
Sit there, the time we are living in, and you can see that from where you were before you came across. Dangerous times. Dangerous times. And then 2 carrots were handed out, were hanged, and saying to Africans, you can come on a Security Council, but you can't have no vote. Come on, man. You should have been in there. You should. That's where you should have been. You see? Yeah. And it's not the deep end. You know, submerge yourself in something. So African Americans, hear what now? We have to say something to you now. Islam from Africa to America. Come here. Listen good and listen carefully.
Should African American Muslims be connected back to Africa?
Yes. Again, a lot of these questions are yes and no. You know, it's not either or. In my view, in my opinion, we come from Africa. We're African American. We come from Africa, but it's important to understand the complete focus of that. You know, in Africa, we don't know who we were or what we were. You know, they have these tests now, or these DNA tests, but it's understood that they take a little strand of your genetic line and just say, here, you're this. But we know that it's too much to quantify because, you know, I have a set of parents who have a set of parents who have a set of parents. So there's literally hundreds and thousands of different strands of DNA that go into me as one person. So we can't say I am from this place, a part of this group. And the Africans are not one homogeneous or monolithic whole, as they say. It's not a homogeneous group. Africans are different. So you have, you know, the Igbo, the Hausa, Fulani, and different. They look different. When you go there, you can tell. You know what I mean? The Ethiopians are not the same as the Sudanese. So on and so forth. And then they have their respective histories too that make them, they have their different looks. As a genetic group, they have their different looks, they have their different cultures, they have their different histories. Now, obviously, they have more in common with an Irish person because of them being closer together in a similar set of environmental circumstances. But overall, they're different. What's unique about African Americans is that when we came here, these groups were intermixed. We were mixed with one another. And we endured a similar set of historical conditions that make us more of a homogeneous group than, for example, the people of Haiti or the people of the Dominican or people in Brazil, though they too are a part of the diaspora. So these are very new groups. These are new social groups. There was no such thing as a Dominican prior to the North Atlantic slave trade. There was no such thing as a Haitian or a Jamaican, or African American. We are new groups. We are new social groups based upon, number one, intermixture of genetic pools, and number two, history. And even though we are more alike one another in this hemisphere, these various groups are named, the African American, the Muslim, not the Muslims, the blacks on the mainland of the United States, we have more in common with each other than we do with Brazilians, though we're all a part of the diaspora and we have a general commonality. So All of this has to be appreciated. This is science, you know what I'm saying? This has to, and this is Quran too, actually. This has to be appreciated when we take these things up as points of discussion. So I hear a lot of, there's this sort of thing where we were Muslims in West Africa, we were Maliki, we were Sufi, let's just go and be that. I don't think that that's, it's not wrong. I mean, it's not morally wrong, and it's not wrong. But I don't think that it's not intellectually satisfactory for me, because it doesn't take into account these complexities that we're talking about right now, and it doesn't even really consider the history of blacks in Africa. And I've mentioned this before too. We don't have. I mean, I'm not sure, but we don't know if Africans looked at all of the schools of law and then said we choose the Maliki. We looked at all the riwayah and we choose Warsh. You see what I'm saying? We know that's what they have now. Was that all available to them? Did they look? You see what I'm saying? So I think that we are a new group of people in a very new world, and we need to take an approach to our Islamic life that respects that fact. Okay? However, we are children of Africa in general. So we are members of the African family tree. And I think that Islam, as it has expressed itself in Africa, should be something that we preserve as a point of pride. We should show that history, Timbuktu, and the great names that we mentioned, the great scholars, the great saints, and the great achievements made by the African people who were Muslim. Who are non-Muslim as well, to be honest. I would preserve all of the excellence of African civilization just because that's the way of people. And we are allowed to do that in Islam. Islam doesn't take us away from that human trait of knowing the greatness of your life as a people, particularly if it indicates how Allah has favored us in the world and how Allah has blessed everyone in the world. So we should definitely do that. But I think we should do it not losing the specific and unique nature of who we are here. We are a new group of people. And I think that as a new group of people, one of the things that's perhaps biggest in terms of the influence upon us, we are a group of people who have been affected in such a way by our history that we don't like to claim ourselves. Everybody it's sort of a natural thing to love themselves. With us, you have to teach us, hey man, love yourself. So, and I think other groups take advantage of that. But I feel blessed by Allah. I don't want to be any other thing. And I love other groups, but I see black women as most beautiful. I'm not saying that because you're here. I don't need to, I don't need to score no points. But I'm attracted to African American women more. And I think that's natural. I think Palestinian men find their women more attractive. Not that others aren't, but it's just natural. I value the figures of our history, Frederick Douglass, Du Bois, etc., all the way down to Dr. King, Imam Muhammad. I take pride. If it's not my history, who else is it? Whose history is it? I claim what came from the African American soul, blues and gospel, even rap, jazz, though I'm critical of these things from a moral standpoint, like what the immorality of rap music. I see these forms of expression as coming from the dynamic African American soul. We don't know another race that's produced a Michael Jackson, and you can't go anywhere on the earth and play Michael Jackson and somebody don't tap a toe. It's just that universal appeal. No other race produced a Malcolm. Not in mass. We produce, a Malcolm. We produce a Dr. King. We produce a lot. We've produced a lot. So the African American soul is a very special soul. And I think that it would behoove us to be grounded in the fact that Allah has favored us here despite all of what we've gone up against. And why should he stop now that we've come into Islam? No, I don't think he has stopped. I think he's still blessing us and favoring us. So we want to be connected with Africa. Like right now, politically, economically, we want to be connected with our history. Yet at the same, we want to do that at the table as an independent, yet equal contributor to whatever's going on at that table. And that's the best approach, in my opinion, specifically as an African American Muslim. So I'll leave it there, unless you have another question to add on to it.
So this next question comes in response to some comments you made in your previous segment. Have African American Muslims lost their direction?
Again, to some degree, yes, and to some degree, no. Have we lost our direction as black Muslims? I think that when we look at Islam in the history of the African American people, its major presence, it makes itself, Islam as a major phenomena becomes known or conscious among us with the Nation of Islam. And there were other movements, there were other Muslim movements, there were proto-Islamic movements, as Dr. C. Eric Lincoln called them. But I think that the major movement that made Islam sort of a household name in black America was the Nation of Islam. But the Nation of Islam was unique in that, I'm not talking about theology right now, I'm talking about social presence. It addressed the movement itself, the leader of the movement and the members who represented that leader. They addressed what the needs of our people were at that time. Because collectively, black people, we had our disagreements, but we all agreed that we shared the same plight. From, slavery to Jim Crow, after Reconstruction to Jim Crow. So you had the Civil Rights Movement. That was one effort to treat the problem of black oppression and our suffering. The Nation of Islam was an alternative movement. And this dichotomy of movements, or this separation of movements, again, it goes back to, it's classically typified in the persons of Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. Du Bois, he posited that we needed to produce a class of philosophers and free thinkers who would go into the liberal arts, expand their minds, and then become the class of men and women who would chart a course for our future, get involved in politics, etc. Booker T. Washington was of the position that we should get into trade and industrial skills, practical skills that we had already picked up in slavery, put those to use to establish a business class to support our uplift. So you had different philosophies, and they're sort of like poster childs for that difference. But these different positions all agreed, though they disagreed on how to get there, they agreed that we needed to go somewhere. We needed to get to a place or a point where we were liberated from, we were freed from the yoke of oppression that was put upon us by white supremacist society. The Nation of Islam comes in that history. It has to be understood in that context, because the same thing that made someone join the civil rights movement also made another person join the Nation of Islam. The same set of circumstances that made my grandfather, for example, migrate up north from Arkansas at 15 to seek a better life is the same thing that made a man like Elijah Poole be attracted to this man teaching these strange teachings that he identified as Islam. And there's a lot to be said about this. I think that African American Muslims today do themselves an immense disservice when they approach Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam, strictly through a theological lens. These were not theologians. These were not people who had a tradition of religion. We were an uneducated people. And I often tell the story of my grandfather, who was reading at a certain level, and he was advancing to the extent that the principal came to my great-grandmother's house and told her, keep him home because he's learning too fast, and if he keeps down this road, his brain would explode. She said something like that. And my grandparents, his parents kept him home. And it seems funny to us today, but that was their level of knowledge back then. So here you have a man, Elijah Poole, with a third grade education in rural South. He was an uneducated man. His wife, Clara, I think she finished the 8th grade. So when they accept these teachings that's telling them you are the original people and you're beautiful, many of us today who have accepted Islam, if we were in that condition back then, more than likely we would have accepted it. We were already believing that white Jesus was God. As one sister told me, she said, look, me and my sister worked for a white man. He used to try to rape us every day. She said, I had no problem joining the Nation of Islam. I already knew the white man was a devil. So we do a disservice to ourselves when we are, now I'm not agreeing that the white man is the devil, just to be clear, but what I'm saying is we do a disservice to ourselves when we are now so Islamically advanced and we just cut off a whole segment of African American history. That's our history. If that's not our history, if it doesn't belong to us, who does it belong to? You don't reject your history. You look at it, see where you went wrong, and make improvements on it. And you appreciate the people before you for their good intention. Only us do we do that with, mind you. The white man still celebrates when he used to be a heathen, eating, drinking blood. The Arabs too. Every other group on this earth still have some type of acknowledgement of where they were before guidance came. But for some reason, the African American Muslims have to make an abrupt stop in 1975 or 1980 or something like that. That's messed up our conscience. So what am I saying? The nation comes and it's addressing diet, eat to live, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, very little if any sweets, very little if any red meat, eating fish, eating one meal a day. Our diet, remember, we're the people who are eating some of the worst parts of the pig. Some of the worst parts of everything that was available to eat. We were eating things that were barely edible, and we had to spice it heavily because it was nasty. So that was the plight of the slave, and it just becomes part and parcel of our diet. So here comes a movement saying, change that slave diet. Here comes a movement saying, we need to have our own business establishment. We need to circulate our dollars. We need to have our own education system. If the man won't treat you right, he won't teach you right. I think that was one of the sayings. So this is common sense. So a lot of black people, even if they didn't join the movement, that it still resonated with them because it was relevant. And I've mentioned before, Dr. Sherman Jackson, I recall him on a Dr. Ben Hamid Ali's program, mentioning how as a young man growing up in that day, how we underestimate how impactful that was. Like my mother told me one time, she said, look, you don't understand. We believed in Santa Claus as kids. And I laughed because I never thought of Santa Claus as being real. But we forget there was a time we actually believed this stuff. My grandparents, great-grandparents, they actually had a picture of a white man as God on their wall. So here comes Nation of Islam, and now in black America today, even names like Jamal, Kareem, they just become popular black names. Imam Muhammad met with James Brown, and James Brown told him that he made the song Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, because of the Nation of Islam, because of his father, Elijah Muhammad. He said, your father's the one who inspired me to write that song. Because remember, prior to this, the old folks will still tell you this, if you were in an argument with another African American, the worst thing you could do in that argument was call him black. That meant you were ready to fight. Those were fighting words. You black, you so black, you black. And we still do that. Notice in the inner city, and a lot of African Americans know, if you really want to get under our skin, make fun of how black we are. Make fun of how black we are. So that's weird. White people don't do that. You so white. Asians don't say you so yellow, you so red. No one does that but us. I'm saying black people, not in America, but I'm saying blacks. Look how they're still selling skin lightening cream in Africa and in the Caribbean. Lighten your skin. In the ad, if you look at some of the ads, it says have better skin, and they have a girl with the cream making her skin more white and less black. So the nation was addressing that. What has happened when we have come into Islam proper, we don't have an agenda of our own anymore. We have an agenda of another group of people. We have arguments from another group of people. And those arguments that we have are having us running in circles. So I'm arguing with you about, is your Aqidah correct? And you're arguing about me, is my pants leg rolled up high enough? And I'm arguing with you about the veil or something non-important. And all of us are living in the same condition. The pathologies of black America are still present in so many of our communities. the drug abuse, absentee fathers, crime, etc. We haven't, with this correct belief now, we haven't developed a way to navigate out of the circumstance. And the masjids are holes in the wall, toilets, as Imam used to call them. And so here these people, so again, I repeat, Black America is looking at this. And they're saying, oh man, let's go back to the church. At least we get a good song and dance out of it. I'm not saying that that's right. So we have to be clear. I'll say that we didn't lose our way because most of our people are sincere. They want to be Muslim. They want to be Muslim. And I'm with them. I mean, I want to be Muslim. I don't want to be a Christian. I don't want to be a more science person. I don't want to be in the nation either. Though I acknowledge those movements, my parents made the transition, and I find the answers for our life in Al-Islam, as given in the Quran and in the authentic tradition of our Prophet. But what I think we're not completely off. But I think the problem is someone or some set of influences have convinced us to not look for answers for the needs, the unique, specific needs of our own life in the Quran and in the tradition. We're importing books. We're importing arguments. We are importing habits of thinking from other people that don't serve us at all. And I think we need to change that.
What are your thoughts on the Green Party as a Muslim?
Yeah, the Green Party. So, I hadn't heard of them. I put out some videos a few months ago, and people were in the comments like, I'm going to vote for Jill Stein, Green Party, Green Party. This is before she brought on Bilal Ware. And I think that, they've gained momentum among Muslims. So I'm taking it, you're saying, what are my thoughts on the Green Party in the current presidential election?
Yes.
Well, mixed, to be honest. And I caution Muslims, our Prophet, he told the man, La taghdab, don't become angry. And the scholars understand this to mean, don't let your mind become clouded by anger or any other emotion, such that you lose your rational focus, okay? So a lot of these conversations, they sort of walk us right into that space of emotional exchange. But I'm going to try to explain why I have mixed feelings. First, positive. I think that the presence of a third party is long overdue. The United States, as a matter, historically didn't always have two parties. It became a two-party system. But at the beginning of the nation and through much of its early history, we had several parties in the competition for the running of office. And I think that that's just realistic because people are multifaceted. People have different sensitivities and interests, etc. There's no way two parties can account for hundreds of millions of people in their various opinions. That's why even among these, so for the left, you have like center left, far left, you have different types of lefties. Same thing on the right side. So I think that we're long overdue for that. I've read the Green Party's platform, some of it. And obviously they have things that I would agree with as a Muslim, respect for the environment and things like that. But they're also pro-LGBTQ as an example, which I'm not for. So that's that. I don't think any party, blue, green, red, I don't think there's anything that we can look at in these parties. There's no platform, meaning what their positions are that we look at and we can agree with 100%. That's in general. But I think obviously the question is centering on the Gaza question, the issue of Gaza. And Jill Stein and Bilal Ware have been very vocal in regards to their opposition of the war in Gaza, the genocide in Gaza, as well as their position regarding the two parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, as it pertains to serving the interests of Israel. I agree with them on that as well. I think, though, so I'm in agreement with the existence of the Green Party, the need for a third party. I don't agree with everything in their platform. As it pertains to the Gaza question, I'm in agreement with them. That's just me as a guy observing. From the perspective of strategy, however, there are a lot of Muslims who are saying we're going to vote for the Green Party. And that's fine. But what they have to understand is that that is more of a protest than it is anything else. Politics tends to not work the way of business. Though business and politics are linked, it doesn't work the same way as business in the sense that, like, I can boycott McDonald's. Say you all are not making halal chicken nuggets, and we want halal chicken nuggets in this vastly, the majority of us are Muslims in this city. And McDonald's will respond. Politics tends to not work that way. Politicians tend to work with those who not boycott them, but gain access to them via support, financial support, etc. Block voting. In other words, we get together, we form an agenda, we're willing to get behind your campaign, so on and so forth, to have you pass policy that respects what our interests are. That's how the big business corporations do it. That's how the Jews do it. That's how even Christian groups do it. They court politicians. They don't ignore them to make a statement. Why am I saying it like that? Because I think that for the Green Party, these two candidates, the president, potential vice president, to aim at the highest office from a strategical standpoint, I wouldn't do it that way. Why? Not only can they not win just on the numbers, but even if they did win, we have this sort of position in America that the president runs everything, and the president doesn't. There are three branches of government, and you have the judicial and the legislative. It's comprised of the Senate and the House of Representatives. So even if the Green Party makes it into the White House, the Democrats and the Republicans fill up the other two branches. No legislation, no nothing can get passed. So it's not a winning situation. Now I get it though. I'm not saying I don't get the spirit and where the Muslims are and the fervor or just the spirit of where the people are. How I'm talking about strategy now, just strategically. And then if they don't vote, which I'm not against, that's one of my options. But so if they vote for Jill Stein, more than likely Kamala is definitely going to lose. We know where Trump stands on the Gaza question. That's all I'm talking about right now. If they do vote for Kamala, they're right. Kamala has basically sworn to not do any much different with Israel. And that's what I'm saying. We got to not be emotional. We got to listen. We have to kind of have a real conversation. What's the real problem? Muslims for far too long have really separated themselves from the American public. This is the real problem, in my opinion. This is the real problem. See, we should have been involved this whole time. If we were going to go green, we should have been going green this whole time. Now, just like during 9/11, we're being reactionary. But you can't be reactionary in politics. Not in a situation like this that's so complex. So we want to liberate Palestine. We want the Palestinian people to be liberated.
There is no time to sit around and wait. has come. The time has come to be free. Can't you see? Shoop doo doo. Oh yeah. Shoop shoop doop doop doo. Shoop doo doo. Shoop doop 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 doo. Don't you know that cheating, killing, backbiting cannot help? Oh no, can't you see them problems we face every day? They've got to solve themselves. Now is the time. We've got to be strong.
Why become importers when we can become exporters? Why do we import finished products that we once owned as raw materials? Why do we only have to sign contracts before we can make a living? Why are we not giving opportunities to people so they can also be signed? Why are we not signing the world, but the world is signing us? Instead of asking why, I think the time is now for the world to marvel at the work Africa can do and say, wow, wow, wow. It's time that we turn the story around ourselves. Our uranium has empowered Europe's sustainable energy and forged global superpowers. Our minerals, such as cobalt, are in the mobile phones, laptops, and computers that drive the modern world. Yet Africans with degrees in hand, we find ourselves blocked by borders, their potential stunted by systemic barriers. How is that we have the resources to export to continue to import products we could make ourselves?
Yes, Kwame, you're talking to the British people. You're not chatting, you're not speaking to ourselves at home. You went to England and spoke those words. A long presentation. Again, I'm saying, wrong move. And again, I'm saying, the analytical words and the symbolic gestures that you made is questionable. What was the reason behind that? And what you have said is factual. But are you actually saying that to us? Why did you come to the colonial chief and say these things? Why didn't you go to the African Union? There's so many departments, institutions that you didn't use, but you used the colonial bosses and Chatham House. So it come like you were seeking permission. We don't want any more coups on the continent. We're nervous about Egypt gathering support to interfere with Ethiopia. We're also crying for the idiotic behavior in Sudan. And it's going to be required to be rebuilt. Where is that coming from? And the two factions, they should be required to lay down their artillery. So even if one is saying that they're victorious and the other one doesn't lay down their arms, you know, down the road we're back to zero again. So keep letting history repeat itself in such an ignorant manner. And I'd like you to let us know why you felt that it was so necessary for you to come and deliver. I don't want to hear nothing about no borders and saying that it was necessary to tell the Caucasian. No. You're supposed to be at home. And then a decision from home will be made for you and several representatives to travel. And the first place would be a decision by the African Union, because we would want to deliver what you're saying. And the question is, do you want what you're saying to be delivered, or do you want to be called the ambassador for it? We heard you. There's no way that no one's going to look at you as an enemy unless you make yourself that. Now you are trying to say that the ancestors have chosen you. How do you know that? What makes people say things like that? How do you know that? Did you travel back? Or did they travel forward?
Just because you're the big man, you're going around cheating everyone. But every day is just the same old way. Working hard and getting no pay. Don't you see I've gotten downhearted? I'm so tired of your promises. You should be ashamed. Oh yeah, I know you know that your thinking is wrong, but you just pretend that you don't understand. But every day bucket go to the well. One day the bottom must drop out, my friend. It seems you're happy making people downhearted, but your money and you'll soon be parted. You should be ashamed. Ooh, oh yeah, you must be ashamed, Lord. I know you know that your thinking is wrong, but you just pretend
must drop out, my friend. It seems you're happy making people downhearted, but your money and you soon be parted. You got to be ashamed.
Did you hear that? Yeah. And the Kwame from Galaxy. Are you enjoying yourself? You proud yourself to be an intelligent young man. I hope you're not jumping for joy. I really do. I hope you're not jumping for joy. You understand? Right? Because that means you're a juvenile delinquent, man. Serious thing. Yeah. Our brother comes straight to England like he genuinely wanted to meet Elizabeth, but since that, not go so. He just decided that he's going to try a different way to become president. Britain can't help him do that. That's going to be cause a disturbance in Ghana. After what Rollins did and calm everything down, come on, man. Wake up. And don't blame Islam for this. You understand? Don't blame no Muslim for this. And check yourself. If you was a party of getting him here, then be a party to making that which he has to say be heard at home. Yes. That means you're a turncoat, man. So, and don't bother try to tell Galaxy something else, you know. Because you're an opportunist. Okay. Marcia, Aisha.
Cherry, cherry, cherry lady, sweetie, sweetie, sweet baby, got to want to give you. I want your love every hour, every minute, every time. Gotta be mine, mine, oh mine. Oh yeah, I want your love every hour, every minute, every time. Gotta be mine.
Yo, Kwame, remember this, you know. Everything him say, I said, is 100. But, which is a conjunction, why did he have to go to the United Kingdom to present that speech? And don't try to tell anybody that this speech was given to the Ashanti. No. Stop that. Stop that. Don't even try go up this one. He delivered that speech in the United Kingdom. He hasn't delivered that speech to the African Union or delivered that speech to the general population of Ghana. Stop it. Don't even try for Jim Screech, jump round, say all kind of something. It never happened. It did not happen. It did not happen. You understand? Don't kid yourself. Aisha. Marcia.
Cherry, cherry, cherry lady, sweetie, sweetie, sweet baby, got to want to give you. I want your love every hour, every minute, every time. Gotta be mine,
All this Kwame, man, all this Kufum. Guidance.
Our whatever, everything you are is us. I am not saying it, it's a fact. And in return for all of this, what have we got? Nothing. Anti-personnel indoctrination against ourselves. If you go and cook your horrible diseases like AIDS, you say it is us. You brought us tuberculosis. We didn't have this big cough until white people came here. In exchange for Africa giving Europe 500 solid years of our people, I mean not Europe, the Western world, of our human beings to work your canes, to dig your gold, to take in gold itself, diamond, I mean, you know, fish, peanuts, palm oil, everything. In exchange for that, we have got nothing. Nothing. And you know it. Nothing. And you look upon, you know, white folks look upon us like monkeys. It is true. It's in your literature. Hey, you know, some of your best thinkers have said this about us. Have you heard of all these Germans? Have you heard?
Okay.
Yes. They said, Lord Burton, people like that, they said, we don't even have the brain of animals. That's what we've got from you people.
But don't you think that this is over now?
Over where? Is it over? Who said that AIDS came from the green monkey? Is it over? Is it over?
Well, if this is your impression, do you think that you can ever forgive us?
It's not a question of forgiveness. I have nothing against you. My point is that you did and you are doing for your survival what is necessary. We can't blame you for that. The fact that we didn't do enough for our own survival and we are still not doing enough for our survival, that is not your problem. You know, even everybody that God has created has a sense of survival. You know, and if we don't develop it, we can't blame white people. You came here because you needed these things. You took gunpowder from the Chinese. You needed them to shoot people. I think that for me and members of my family, Elmina Castle has got a very, very special significance because they tortured my father's father, my real grandfather, to death there by the colonial government. So for me, I mean, when people like me talk about colonization, neo-colonization, it's not just because one is being intellectually smart. You know, I mean, we have personal touches with it. I mean, I cannot forget that this happened to my grandfather.
Do you consider AIDS as a new form of colonization?
Of course.
Why?
That's why. You know, my people, the Akans, we have a proverb. It says that good morning, thank you, is never enough to salt anybody's food forever. You cannot build your life on thank you, morning, thank you, English, thank you, God, you know, which is what aid makes, you know, we are always receiving. Nobody, look, and I don't care who hears, nobody anywhere in this world is going to send you their best of anything. Do you see? Neither the experts nor people, you give us what you can afford. Aid is the leftover, really, and it cannot be enough. Aid, you can, when, you know, the world is, now the world is one place. So, there is nothing wrong if my house is in a crisis and you offered me something. There's nothing wrong, because there is interrelationship. But a whole nation, a whole continent cannot live forever on aid. And I think we are in Africa, we are in danger of making foreign aid a kind of policy that is wrong. I think that it humiliates our people. The people in the villages have not asked anybody to go around begging on their behalf.
7 polemiske bøger er det blevet til. Det er skuespil, noveller, en roman, digte og fortællinger for børn. Alt skrevet på engelsk, som falder Amata Due lettest. Bøgerne er båret af en ægte indignation mod et hvert magtmisbrug. Hos kolonisterne, men ikke mindst hos hendes egne.
Well, I'm being a writer, really. It is crazy. It is a very self-consuming kind of activity. You sit in a room, you write, and you think that other people outside want to hear it. The tensions of, writing a book, it's tense. When you finish writing the book, you are tense because you wonder, how will the publishers and editors react to a book, to a story? Even when it's published, you wonder, why are they saying that my books are selling in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, Botswana, Lesotho, even South Africa, Kenya, and I'm so poor. So all of these issues are part of the horror, real horror, of being a woman, a writer, an African. But you don't stop writing because of any of them. You just go on. Life is like that. Since we met you people 500 years ago,
Guidance, is the rock, is the good, do the good that you know that you should. Yo, Chaplain, straight on time. Come here.
All the gift of joy is eternal life, but the wisdom of sin is death. So the more the wicked man live, and the more I might go for. As I know everything that glitter is world, I'm dedicated to the young and the old. Why the people they live like crab in a hole? And the government and with food money trading fake gold. Say sing it to me black brother. Sing it to me, black brother. Say them just send your little son, go to the shop. With that $20, say come yourself in, go take up some stock. Say if him stay long, when time him come, you broke up him back. Now Toby's come from foreign, stand up one side, you must expect him face a go drop. You make me liar, neighbor, take me name, put it on light poster. But one Sunday morning, she will start why me commit a dangerous act. So sing it to me, black brother. Just sing it to me, black brother.
Yo, Chaplain, we have some Unity Africa. Come here, man.
One say we got to get together now. We got to get together now. We've got to get together, my brothers and sisters today. Cause look over yonder, tell me what you see. Something is happening that it's supposed to be. No way, that's why we got to love each other now. We got to love each other now. We got to love each other, my brothers and sisters today. Yes, today. Cause take a look over yonder. Tell me what you see. A new day is dawning now, and it's for you and me. And the eye, and the eye, and the eye, and all the eyes all over the world.
Guidance, Frankie Paul, Israel. Come here.
You know, I'm in boy. children. Come home, Jaja children. We can't take it no more, no more. Come home, African children. Come home, Jaja children. We can't take it no more, no more, no more. Bloodshed, man are dead, and it's all they need to destroy mankind and their liberty is greed. But we kill John Tom, you make them not forget. We rob the neighborhood, the pensioners are fret. All they are doing is disturb mankind. Yes, just come on, African children. Come on, Jaja children. We can't take it no more. No, no, come on, African children. Come on, Jaja children. We can't take it no more.
Yes, Kwame. It's not that we never hear you say that you make this space and make it what? Feasible for us in the diaspora and the Caribbean to come home. But we've heard Nana say that and everything. But you see, what hasn't happened is the negotiation with our respectful governments and so forth, so that we understand what the opportunities are, right? We don't want to know nothing about no visa. What kind of rubbish is that? We want to know the opportunities. You understand? The professional people, the people of skills and everything, and the other people who want to retire there. See? So we ain't getting that. You understand? We haven't received that. And our government haven't had these conversations, right? You understand? Your culture attaché come and did the white man thing, cry crocodile tears, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. Everybody that you've seen that's from the diaspora is of their own volition. You understand? Their own inquiries, their own everything to be in Ghana. And there's a lot of people who have experienced some hardship and have lost, but two of them skin thick. They have stayed. And there's those who have not stayed. They have just said, yo, and gone back. You understand? And left. Lot of falsifies, leases and things. You understand? Yo, the support that we require, that Nana talked about and his culture, the Tasha and everything, we haven't received that. And not to say that they're some privileged people, but they've done it under their own, they've done it by themselves. You understand? And there are people that it's taken them a number of years in Ghana to get themselves organized in terms of living conditions and rare. You understand? And in pursuit of all of that, there's a lot of money, lot of faults, and you understand the experiences, but through a lot of us, our skins are thick, being in Europe and in America and so forth, and in Canada, and experience our kind of, you understand? But there, we have lost money, time and money. You understand? And property that we thought that we paid for as well. Regions that we felt comfortable with and paid down on it. You understand? And find out that it was a scam or, you know what I mean, something that wasn't done properly. So, I'm not flying your flag at present. I'm not pessimistic, but the analytical vibes, we have, I don't like the hide and seek and waiting, because I'm not young. You understand? And anything that I need to do right now, that I can do right now, is for my children. But I don't want to start something that is going to be like messy, right? You know what would happen? They will stick with the white man. They say it's better the devil them know than the one they don't know. Now, I won't be here, perhaps, to help that argument or that perception from developing. This is what you all seem not to understand. It's taken us a long time, you know, and we still ain't heard you all begging us and you all fighting the British, the Europeans in relation to what they've did to us. And now this week, last week, the people them tell you that they're not apologizing for slavery. So why didn't you mention that too? Come on, man. They made you privileged to the Commonwealth Conference and the reparation meeting. Don't you see why we're banging? Well, we ain't started yet, but we're going to be banging on you, man, because we don't get it. We don't get it. Guidance.
Children of Israel, we're going home, yes, yes. One by one, two by two, away now. Children of Israel, remember the things you've done. Oh, why would children of Israel remember the evils they made upon you? Yeah, why would? And if you look into the book of Psalms, you will see what I mean. Take a peep into the books of Revelation. You will see what I mean. We got to follow home, follow home, follow home to Mount Zion. Hey, why boy? Hey, we got to follow home, follow home, follow home to Mount Zion. Hey, why boy? Well, the righteous word from the prophet. You should listen every day, taking the words I say. If you have nothing to do, listen to the words of the Father. Take heed and do as it says. Oh, so, children of Israel, remember evils they made upon you, yeah. Why, boy, see, and children of Israel, remember lies they told on you. Why, boy, and if you look into the book of Psalms, you will see what I mean. Take a peep into the books of Revelation, yeah. You will see what I mean. We got to follow through, follow through, follow through to Mount Zion, yeah. That's the Mount Zion, yeah. We say we wow, oh, yeah. We need to be free, yeah, from all this captivity, yeah. Look how long we've been down here, we travel far, down the
And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Big up the one like Roddy Bone, Ochipeng, and the Black Rose is massive. And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Big up.
Well, yeah. Children of Israel, take heed and listen to the words of the prophet. the wages of sin is death. Now the gift of Jah is eternal life. The truth is a fact and we all know that. So there's no need to build no strife while there is life.
And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Pick up the one like Roddy Bone, Watch Your Ping, and the Black Roses massive.
Children of Zion, keep on marching. Children of Zion, keep on marching. Children of keep on marching. For it won't be long. I must be free. No tribulation. There can be no ground, no tribulation. Just say so. There will be no ground, no tribulation. Keep your covenant. There will be no ground, but it won't be long. I must be free. Press on, children up, children up, children up. So keep on marching.
Yes, I tell you, man, mighty culture, you know. So we are say guidance. Yeah.